My husband ghosted me without a word. My husband and I have been homeless for about a year after he was fired from his job. We have been alternating between staying in cheap motels and sometimes the streets if things got really bad. Recently, however, I started working online and have been able to keep a roof over our heads. He hasn't worked in a year. So on Tuesday, when he said he had a job interview, I was excited. He walked since his truck broke down and was sold. He said he needed both phones for numbers, so I gave it to him without thinking about it. Especially since I could still get in touch with him with text now. After about an hour, he texted me and said he got the job. He just had to fill out paperwork and get his substance test and would only be a couple of hours. I was so excited. But then I saw 3 expenses on the bank card in the county over and knew something wasn't right. Those couple of hours turned into that night, as well as the morning. He not only wasn't answering my texts or calls, but he blocked me completely. He had both phones, both bank account cards, and my valid ID. Before I had a chance to cancel the cards because it was my money on there, he had pretty much wiped out the account. I still had a few days left at the motel, so I called around. My dog, cat, and I are safe at the moment, and I opened new bank accounts but have to wait on the cards to arrive. But we can't stay here forever. I'm hoping the card arrives soon and I can get my ID done so we can get back into a motel, which is the only option at the moment until I can build up enough money for rent deposit and find a cheap apartment or house. I do have a paycheck coming Thursday, though I'm not sure what to do after Monday when I can no longer stay where I am. As far as I know, my husband is with another woman. He contacted his brother just long enough to say he was safe but wouldn't give an answer why. We've been married for 9 years but started dating back in 1988. We weren't arguing. And I thought everything was fine. Not a word, and I'm just devastated. I just can't fathom why he just left me and our pets like that with no access to money and tried to clean it completely out, a vehicle, or even a live phone. He knew that most likely we would be out on the streets, but luckily, we did find a temporary haven for a few days. Story 2. My stepdaughter stole from my son and my wife lied to the police about it. 2 days ago my son Jay came to my job upset and crying. He told me my stepdaughter Kay came home with a ton of new purchases, and when he checked his room the money he had been saving was gone. Kay doesn't have a job, but when she does have money, she spends it like it'll burn a hole in her pocket if it stays there. My boss let me go home early and I went home to ask Kay who took her shopping. Kay told me she used her own money. I told her to tell me the truth and she told me to mind my own business. Jay has been working at Papa Murphy's and has been saving it. He was saving to surprise the dad of his friend who passed away for his first birthday without him. His friends had given him money to load onto his car to pay at the pump. It's this weekend for 2 days and then we're going to treat Dad. Most kids would be saving for their first car or cool clothes, but he wanted to just be there for his friend's dad. Instead of arguing back and forth with Kay, I checked the camera. We have to check on the dogs. It only caught her legs, but it was Kay going into Jay's room. The rule in my house is we don't go into each other's room. It's a mutual respect of privacy. I told Kay she was caught and that she needed to get everything to return it all. Kay started throwing every excuse I had saved for months. How do you know it was me? Someone must have broken in. Her mom came home and she burst into tears, saying we were ganging up on her. I showed my wife the video and what happened. Kay ended up saying, why does he get to have all the money anyway? He worked his butt off for it. I told my wife she needed to make Kay return everything and she said no, that it would be embarrassing to return it all and that when Kay got a job she would repay Jay. I said it would be more embarrassing when she gets arrested for stealing $400. We argued and I tell my wife Kay broke a non-negotiable rule as well as the law by stealing. She is 19, she doesn't pay rent and needs to leave. My wife says if you kick her out I'm going to. So I asked if she was willing to replace the money stolen, force Kay to return, or she could give me her half of the rent early. No, was all I got as a response. They packed a few bags and left. I was not going to rip the bags of stuff out of her hands. I don't think getting physical would have been the smartest thing to do. Also, I do not have extra money for him to still go. I can only replace the small amount back to his friends and it's not enough to make the trip. He went to bed without eating and was crushed. This morning, I called the police. The solution was that the officer would call my wife to bring Kay to the station to talk or she could return the items and pay back Jay, sort of a scare tactic because I was told it is a civil matter. My wife straight up effing lied to the officer and said she gave the money to Kay since I don't have actual proof of Jay's money. No proof other than her walking into his room. Nothing can be done. I'm livid. I literally watched Jay get his heart broken at the police station. Through tears he said how could they do this to me, what was this all for? I just wanted to see my friend's dad. Jay is my son from a previous relationship. I had to lecture him on not keeping large amounts of cash in his room but he didn't think it would get stolen. My wife and Kay have support, staying with family, this won't affect them. This weekend my wife showed back up with a sheriff's escort. She came armed with receipts showing that she bought the furniture in our rental and that is all she needed to take everything. I tried explaining I gave her cash for some of the items, but guess what? Just like with Jay, cash doesn't have a trail. Her family helped her move everything in under an hour. With how quick this all happened, the cynic in me thinks my wife had this planned well before what happened. My wife contacted the landlord and paid a lot of money to break the lease. Almost double the money that Kay stole, but of course she didn't offer to repay Jay after everyone left and my landlord called. I had a mini breakdown. Everything was moving faster than I could comprehend and honestly felt like I was watching a movie. Jay came up to me and said, "I'm so sorry you lost everything because of me, and it's not a big deal. I'll tell Mom it's okay that Kay needed it more than me. That's all I needed to snap out of it." I told him he is my everything. Not her, not the house, not the furniture, not the food that was in the fridge. Yes, super cheesy, but there is nothing my wife can do, say, or give me to make me overlook or be okay with what they did to him. I asked him, "Are you going to feel comfortable around them? What about when you're gone? I don't want you to have to worry about what will she steal next." Kay is not going to get away with this. My wife made a choice when the police officer asked her about Kay. She chose to defend and protect Kay just like I am choosing to protect Jay. If Jay isn't comfortable, I'm not comfortable. And I told him that. The people in my life have been slamming me online saying things like I'm uncomfortable that he would choose his son over his wife and his son is almost an adult. It's time to grow up and be a man. It doesn't matter what age I am. I will always protect Jay. I blocked everyone after that. I cannot afford the full rent, so luckily my landlord has agreed to let us leave by the 1st. The only place we have to go to is my mom's, who lives across the state. This means I have to pull Jay out of his last year of high school and transfer him. I have to sell what little we have left here, and that might include selling Jay's beater car, but the silver lining is Jay and I can transfer locations for work. My mother has always been more of a mother to Jay than my wife. Moms are healing at any age. I'm not saying I'm not devastated, that I'm not suffering emotional whiplash, and I'm not saying the things that are being said about me in real life aren't affecting me, because it is. But my son needs me. He is still grieving his friend, missing his senior year with his friends, and I'm not the kind of parent to say because I said so or we are moving and you don't get a choice or opinion on it. That isn't me. But really, I don't know what to do next. Around 8 a.m. I started receiving a ton of texts from my stepdaughter. I thought it was an emergency, that someone had died, or something serious, because I can't recall the last time she was awake before noon. She was telling me that she had a package that was delivered today to the house. She asked me to contact the landlord to pick it up because when she tried, the landlord wouldn't give it to her. She wanted me to help her get a package that she stole my credit card to buy. Today was my last day at my job before I transferred 6 hours away to crash on my mom's couch because Kay stole from my son and I, leading to me divorcing her mom. Text after text damn near demanding I do it right away. After work I went and got it. It had my name on it. She put it in my name to avoid it getting flagged by my credit card company. It was a partial order from when she went on a shopping spree. The items had been back ordered. It was a box of makeup from Sephora. I opened it. Again, it was in my name. It was over $200 for 4 little things. There were also a ton of little sample products. I took a picture of it and sent it to her. She started thanking me and how I saved her night out because she ran out of foundation. She was talking to me like I was her buddy, all excited. My jaw literally dropped at the audacity she had. She ruined my son's senior year and she thought I was going to help her so she could go out tonight with her friends. She didn't respond to my son when he tried begging for his money back but had the nerve to ask me to help her. I took it to Sephora to get a refund, but because the card that was used to purchase it was frozen, I couldn't get cash. The girl working said she could return the store credit to Kay's account. Absolutely no. I think the F not. So I took her package to an organization that helps women get ready for job interviews so they can get back on their feet. I texted her that they said thank you and that it would really make a difference since donations were low. Kay lost her mind, cursing me out for giving away her stuff, how she was going to call the police if I didn't get it back within an hour, saying she was going to go get it back. What kind of punk tries to get a donation back from the needy? I ruined her night because now she doesn't have any foundation makeup, and how dare I think it's okay to do this to her. The last and only text response I gave was I would probably avoid the police right now, especially since mommy is out of town for work. Who would bail you out? I got her package that I didn't even know about, which ended up adding more fuel to my case. Story 3. People who moved countries and left their old lives behind. Why? 18 years ago, I came to know that my son wasn't mine. He was 3 when I found out my wife cheated on me with my best friend. I was devastated. Needless to say, we got divorced, and my ex didn't suffer any consequences. The court doesn't care if the kid is your biological child or not. You have to pay child support. My ex was vindictive, so she intentionally quit her job so that she could get more money. After 6 months of this, I reached my breaking point. At that time, a work friend of mine joked that I should just leave this country. That's when it hit me. I am not going to spend the next 15 years of my life caring for the bad decisions my ex made. I started to plan my exit. I took out all the money from my bank account. I quit my job and sold my car. I also sold some of my belongings. I never said a word to anyone except for my mom. She knows where I am and I am 100% sure she won't snitch. The last thing I said to my ex was I would rather die than pay a single penny to you via text. From there I boarded my flight and went to a country further away where they cannot find me. I came to the new country by plane and from there I journeyed by road to a nearby country. It is a third world country with a lot of greeneries. It wasn't that hard because I bribed the border guards and they let me into the country. From there, I started to teach English in a primary school in a village. I was mostly traveling every 6 months because staying in one place at that time could be dangerous. I changed my name and also all my documents. There were some official documents that I couldn't because they asked for your passport number. I still work as a teacher but on the side, I have a small side business. I am married to the most amazing and kind woman I have ever met and together we have 2 daughters. Now aside from my mom, my wife also knows about my past life and she has been really supportive of me. The people in this country have accepted me as their own. They always come forward to help us. This country might be behind in many things but I do not have any lacking. I do not live a lavish life here but I can get whatever I want if I spend money. Literally there is a guy for everything. Edit, my ex-wife just found me through this post. F my life.